Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. This video will be a little bit different than normal, but I hope it is enjoyable nonetheless. Recently I was able to go to the One Moto Show in Portland, Oregon. Last year it was quite a bit bigger. Ronnie Mac made a guest appearance, Red Fang was there performing. They had flat track racing going on inside the venue, and there was 2 floors packed with really cool bikes. This year it was a little up in the air whether or not they could even pull it off with COVID, but fortunately they were able to get it together at a smaller venue, and I was lucky enough to attend. Now, this being an electric motorcycle oriented channel, I will be focusing on the electric bikes that were there. At the end, I will just show some cool gas bikes and whatnot that I think people might enjoy watching, but the first part of this video will be covering the Zero bikes in particular. I didn't realize it until I arrived there, but they were giving out test rides on Zero Motorcycles top models, the SRF and the SRS. I've always wanted to ride these bikes, so I'm glad that I was able to schedule a test ride and get on that. Unfortunately, and I'm really regretting this and kind of beating myself over the head about it, I did not bring a GoPro, so there is no footage of the test ride, but I will show you photos and I will talk about my experience on it, and what I think about it after riding it. Typically we do Sur-Ron stuff, but I am interested in all motorcycles, especially any electric motorcycle, and I think people might enjoy hearing about it and knowing what else is out there. So without further ado, let's get started. Here's a shot of the whole venue, just to kind of give you an idea of what it was like there. This is at an abandoned shipyard in Portland, and it was a lot smaller than last year, like I said, but still a very cool venue. Here is a walk around of the Zero SRS. I really like this styling. The sleek fairings on the side kind of remind me of a Ducati. You just really can't go wrong with this. I think it's a great looking bike. Front end looks great as well. One thing that I really love about this bike though, and I think is a standout for the electric technology, is the motor that is concentric with the swing arm rotation. And I didn't really realize how they did this until I got a close look, but you can see that the motor is actually a stress bearing member, and it's not like a through bolt like you would see on the Sur-Ron, but the swing arm is on a large bearing that kind of goes around that sprocket on the motor and rotates off the motor, and it's really nice. They do the lower end models a little bit differently, where the swing arm is attached to the frame, but it's still not a kind of through bolt situation. So that is very interesting to see. They also had 3 like reskinned Zeros there that had some cool styling. This one was of the SRF, and as you can see, it's pretty cool. Got some nice seat action and going on there. So here's a little walkthrough of that. These do have some upgrades on them, like you can see the Öhlins rear shock. That's not something that the stock bike has, but for the most part, these are pretty close to what you would be getting. This right here is my favorite bike at the whole show. This is a reskinned either SRS or SRF. It's kind of hard to tell at this point, but it's a full carbon fiber, like vintage retro fairing kit. It's got really nice suspension and brakes. It looks like Wooley's Workshop might have been the ones who did it, although I'm not sure if that's just a product on the bike. But if I could choose one bike at this show to take home, it would have to be this one. I love seeing, just people really expressing their creativity on the bikes, and for something that's done this well, you just really got to hand it to them. You won't see these, going down the road very often. You kind of have to just wait to see them on the show. Here's kind of like a scrambler version of the SRS, and while this isn't my favorite one, it's still very cool, and I like the scrambler styling, although I don't know how good this bike is really going to be off-road. Definitely, you could have lots of fun on a nice open gravel road though, so that's nice. Here's me and my dad before we head out on the test ride, and I'll take this time to kind of talk about the test ride. And instantly, you get on the bike, it is so silent because there's no like secondary and then primary drive, so you really get just a super refined, silent sound. There's no vibrations. The acceleration on the bike is extremely smooth. It's not as poppy off the bottom as you might expect after coming off of a Sur-Ron where the front end comes up really easy, or even a regular gas bike where the first couple gears are super short, so the front end comes up easy. It digs off the line hard. You could definitely get the front end up if you wanted to, but it's just, you can give it a lot, and it's very confidence inspiring. This ride out on the Zero, I was on the SRS, which is the fared version, and it was a pretty nice ride, just kind of a nice little loop around the venue, and he let us open it up. I hit about $130, and I have to say that I'm gonna have to buy one of those, guys. It's a good time. I love seeing the e-bikes come out thick to these shows. 3 years ago, there wasn't a single e-bike, at the One Moto Show. Last year, they had a little section, and now they're giving out test rides, so I just love to see it. Another cool EV at the show is this Arcimoto. This is like a Eugene company, so it's very close to home for me. It's a front-wheel drive, three-wheeled EV, but it is registered as a motorcycle, so it is fitting at this show. It's a very interesting design. I think you should check it out. Another interesting electric motorcycle there was this Lux Performance, kind of vintage track bike, if you will. I thought this was pretty cool, although his listed power and range numbers are suspect, to say the least, especially with the wheels. They're claiming 20,000 watts and 100 miles, but if you're looking at the battery pack and the wheels on here, I'm not going to call him a liar, but I don't know if I'm going to buy that one. You can be the judge of that. Another awesome part of the show was they had some stunt riding by Colton, which is a very established Red Bull stunt rider. So here's some clips of that. The rest of this vid is just going to be some photos I took of cool gas bikes. Got the Booster there, a lot of cool Ducatis, and a couple cool Sportsters as well. So enjoy the rest of the video, and if you would like to see more content like this in the future, please consider subscribing to the channel. Thank you.